My name is Alexandra and I'm 15 years old.
My name is Friedrich Oberreuter and I'm 15 years old.
Hi, my name is Antonia Tate. I'm 15 years old.
My name is Joshua. I'm 16 years old.
My name is Antonia Schnebel and I'm 16 years old.
And what innocent thoughts did you used to have when you were a kid, when you were younger?
Was I ever innocent? I have no idea.
I would think that everybody is just like this nice person that, doesn't do any wrong and, just doesn't think of doing something badly to other people.
Well, I always knew Santa wasn't real.
How would you describe an innocent person in one or two adjectives?
One or two adjectives. Innocent. I would say young still, and I don't know the adjective to this word, but not exposed to many things and many things of life that are important.
I believe an innocent person is a person who has never harmed anyone.
With one word, I think kind of angel-like. Can I say that? Yeah.
Well, I think there are different factors that make somebody appear innocent, like there's sexual ways or if somebody has bullied somebody else or something like that. But I feel like innocent people are oftentimes just trying to do their best.
And do you know what the difference between innocence and ignorance is?
I think innocence is more of a friendly way of not knowing something, and ignorance is when you harm others through the way of not knowing something.
Innocence is not having the knowledge of something, of whatever, and ignorance is just knowing that it's wrong, but just not accepting the fact that you're wrong. And
Innocence is not knowing something and therefore not having to feel bad about anything. And ignorance is knowing something, but especially leaving out certain aspects so that you don't have to feel bad or that you're not seen by others as a bad person.
Innocence is if you don't know any better, and ignorance is if you do know any better but do it anyways.
And what would you say makes a person innocent?
Being true to themselves.
I think, as I said many times, it's just, I guess that's the big word, is not knowing things, like not having knowledge.
I think a person is innocent when they don't know the circumstances of anything and don't feel bad about that because they just don't know about it, but they would feel bad about it if they knew.
And would you say that all children are innocent?
Children can also do very harmful things, and so no.
No.
I don't know. I wouldn't say every child is innocent, but they are innocent in their own way.
I would say it depends on what exactly you're talking about. If it's just like bigger things that, only teenagers or adults know, then I would say they are innocent because they don't know about those things. But the little things that every kid should know, I would say then no.
All children, I wouldn't be sure about that because I don't think innocence has to do something with your age. It just has to do something with your knowledge. Obviously, children can't always get what older people get, but in the end, if they are smart kids and their parents tell them that certain things are going on, they don't have to be innocent.
So would you say that if you know everything about the world and how the world works and the bad people in the world and there's good people in the world, and you have a good understanding that you can still be innocent, or is innocent have to do something with being ignorant? Is there a connection, or can you say you can know everything and still be innocent?
No, I would not say so.
I don't think that you can know everything and still be innocent, because if you know everything, then even just not doing something is maybe causing harm to anyone. So yes, definitely, if you have limited knowledge of something, that is the only way to have be an innocent person.
If you have a singular person and you tell them everything, let's say everything that's going on, everything in the whole world, and they have to repeat that, then you have clarity that they know everything, and if you know everything, you can't be innocent.
And what would you say forces people out of their innocence?
I think since we live in a very in a world where economics are very important and there is always a shortage of something, people need to prioritize one thing over the other, and if there is a nice opportunity to get an advantage over somebody, I believe many people will take that, and that makes them not innocent anymore.
Is when they go through like an experience. So if something happens to them or to other people and they see that and they're like, oh, that's not how the real world works, and then they see that that's all not so innocent.
I don't think people are always forced out of the innocence. I think maybe sometimes they want it, or maybe it's greed for new things that makes them come out of it.
And what does it mean to lose your innocence?
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Like if you'd say sex before marriage, I don't think it's like a bad thing for yourself. But if you lose like your moral innocence, for example, doing bad things with the consciousness that it's wrong, I think that has a really bad impact on the personality of a person.
I mean, people use the phrase losing your innocence as a symbol for losing your virginity. But I don't know. I think it's when you do something bad with by fault, you know. You want to do something bad by fault and then you lose your innocence.
And would you consider yourself matured? And if so, at what moment? Was there a specific moment, or was it more of a transition?
I would say it was more of a transition because, I mean, when you get older, you gain more knowledge, more wisdom, and when I was younger, I guess, I mean, that was the question, like when you were younger as well, right?
If you would consider yourself mature.
So right now, I would say I'm definitely mature than I was when I was younger, but I still have a lot of maturing to do.
I consider myself pretty mature for my age, also looking at other people around me at the same age and how they act, sometimes in certain situations. I think I kind of grew up with the thought that I have to act and have to be mature because I have two older siblings, and then there were also, those table discussions at the dinner table where stuff was discussed that I didn't really understand, but now I grew to work with it, and I learned how to work with it and to,
Pretty early, maybe at the age of 7. So I think I matured at the age of 7.
And what word would you use to describe a mature person?
I'd say a mature person is thoughtful in their actions.
Experienced.
I would say when they've gone through many hardships and many just, not even hardships, just experienced many things, and that's when I would say that you mature to a certain point, and when you learn from your mistakes and stuff like that.
So, can you ever fully be matured, in your opinion?
I don't think you could be fully mature. You have to learn from your mistakes and just go on.
I think you can be fully matured. Like, everybody arrives at a peak maturity at once, so a place where they don't mature any farther. There are people that will be more matured than others, but I don't think that maturity is the same for everyone.
I think it's hard to be fully mature because it's not clearly defined what actually is mature.
And when would you consider somebody mature? If you saw a person, when would you say that that person is mature?
I believe if I see a person, I can only say that that he or she is mature if I know the person very deeply, and I know a lot of their actions, and then I just think the person is basically always doing the right thing.
I think that there are different types to be mature, because sometimes people mature in the way when someone dies or when they experience something traumatic, and other people never experience it, and then they mature in a different way. So I don't think that you can be fully mature, because there are different ways, and then you can really measure it. That's what I think.
When it comes to your mind, I think I feel matured if I can speak to all people in one level. So people who I know are definitely matured, and if they see me as a person they'd like to speak to.
I would say when you gain or have some wisdom, and I would say when you're experienced.
I'd say it varies, and I believe there are different levels of matureness. Like, for example, a kid can be very mature for their age, but of course they won't have like the life experience of a 60-year-old man.
And is immaturity equal to innocence?
No, not necessarily.
No, immaturity is not equal to innocence, because you can be mature and innocent, and you can be immature and innocent. Not innocent. Yeah, I don't really think that those two factors really have to do something with each other. Yeah.
And would you say maturing is necessary for human life? And if so, why?
Yeah, I believe so. It is. Maturing is necessary for human life.
I would say maturing is necessary for human life because maturing makes you make less mistakes, I believe.
Maturing to a certain point is necessary. Maturing fully, well, you can measure it really, is not that necessary, I'd say, because nobody is really fully mature.
I would definitely say that it is very important, because when you mature, through that you learn from your mistakes and you know that you won't do them again, which is very important, because if you do the same mistakes over and over, that's just not good for you and for the people that you're interacting with. And so, yeah.
I think maturing is very necessary, because basically maturity shows how much you know, and the process of life is achieving certain things and getting knowledge throughout the course of your life anyway.